do that.
Did you know what household dust is made of?
You start to say something, and then you just stop.
Cellulose, wood fibres, skin cells, leaf particles, insect antennae and legs.
And I always stop breathing, waiting to hear what you're going to say next.
A tasty stew for silverfish.
Someday I'm going to keel over dead waiting for you to finish a sentence.
That's why silverfish can live in parts of the house where there's no food.
Well, our silverfish must be very well fed.
Are you saying I don't dust? I stand on chairs and dust.
I didn't marry you for your dusting.
What did you marry me for?
Food, sex, and scintillating conversation. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I was making a joke.
It's not funny.
Listen to this. Hey, you want to know how this guy chooses his victims?
No. What guy?
This serial killer guy in this book. He works for a big film developing laboratory. This is before video. He watches home movies from all over the country, and when he sees a family he likes, he just goes and butchers everybody, even the family pet. I mean, how mad is that?
But if he likes them, why would he kill them?
A psychotic serial killer chooses his victims because he loves them.
Really?
He loves them so much he wants to be united with them in this ultimate orgasmic act of blood and death.
How do you know so much about the inner mind of a psychotic killer?
I'm a man.
Oh!
You know what the problem is? Men have got Windows in their heads, and women have Mac in theirs. Our basic operating systems are just incompatible.
So you're saying men and women shouldn't be together?
Nope.
That the differences between them are too great?
Yep.
So I guess you want a divorce?
Okay,
All right then.
that's settled.
You really want a divorce?
What I want is to read this paragraph from beginning to end without having to go back to the beginning again.
And then you want a divorce?
No, I don't want a divorce.
Maybe I want a divorce.
Do you?
Oh, now you've brought it up, it didn't sound half bad.
You brought it up.
You said men and women were incompatible.
I was using a metaphor. I said we're like different computer operating systems.
That's a simile. A simile uses like or as in you are as stupid as mud. A metaphor substitutes one word or concept for another. For example, you are a horse's arse.
Do you really want a divorce?
Do you?
I already said I didn't.
Why not?
Because I don't want one. I want to stay married to you.
I'm sorry, but that's not good enough.
You've done it again.
And what?
Put me on the defensive when you're the one who should be explaining herself.
Did I do that?
Conversational judo. You're a black belt. Do you want a divorce or not?
Well, maybe I do.
Ugh, this is a fine kettle of fish.
That's a metaphor.
All of a sudden you want a divorce?
Well, we don't seem to communicate very well anymore.
We never did. Look, men and women don't communicate well. Men and women come together for sex, and when the sex part, you know, winds down, there's not a lot left to talk about.
Maybe we should both find someone else then.
Why bother? If you divorced me, you'd end up right back where you are now, lying in bed with your new husband, reading, interrupting him as he tries to read, talking about dust, driving some other poor sod crazy.
It would be a different sod.
What's really important isn't who you live with, but who you want to be buried with.
Whom? And don't end sentences in prepositions. A better syntax would be with whom you prefer to be buried.
With which husband would you prefer to be buried?
What about if I married a woman after divorcing you?
When have you ever been with a woman?
In college!
Oh, that doesn't count.
And Georgie Timms came on to me.
Georgie Timms, she's not gay, she came on to me.
Well, I guess she likes both of us then.
You know, you did it before.
I did not. Did what?
You ended a sentence with a preposition.
When?
You said, do you want to know what household dust is made of?
The proper usage doesn't apply when the sentence would be fucked up.
So I guess you want to be buried with Georgie Timms.
What's this buried with nonsense?
That's how you know who someone really loved, who they decide to be buried with.
Whom they decide to be buried.
Whom I want to be buried with is you. Maybe men should stick with men and women should stick with women. Did you sleep with her?
Think about it.
I am.
The world would be so much less contentious
If you slept with Georgie Timms.
if everybody was gay.
Ugh, I could never have sex with a man.
Then haven't you ever masturbated?
Well, of course I have.
Then you've had sex with a man.
Yeah, but it was my favourite man.
If men and women limited their sex lives to their own gender, then we'd be free to come together and communicate intellectually for a change. We could all mingle at these big cocktail parties.
It wouldn't work. Thinking about all those women having sex with each other would get the men all hot. In fact, just thinking about you and Georgie Timms is getting me pretty steamed.
We could do something about that.
I don't see how. George is not here.
But I am.
Did you sleep with her?
Time to go to bed.
Did you?
Don't forget to set your
Are
alarm.
you going to answer me or not?
Why?
I want to know.
What would you do if I said yes? Use it as an excuse to go out and find some new sexual frill? Some kinky, brutal male thing involving blood and dismemberment?
No. I just want to know why. I'd want to know what it was I wasn't giving you that you had to go somewhere else to get. I'd want to know so that I could learn how to give it to you, whatever it was you needed to stay with me forever and ever. Because I love you more than my own life. And I would do anything, anything, to keep your love.
Oh.
But if you still left me after all of that, I'd have to hunt you down and kill you.
Why did you have to ruin it? You said something sweet and real. And then you had to go and say something
I'm
horrible.
a man! Whenever I say something that borders on emotional truth, I have to automatically compensate by saying something stupid.
Do you really want to mingle your dust with mine for all eternity?
I'd like to grow old with you first, but yeah. Eventually I do.
We're talking about dirt in the ground here.
What about Georgie Timms?
She'll be dirt in the ground too someday. You know.
Yeah, I know.